What's going on, guys? So, really quick disclaimer. I shot this video, shot this interview, but something happened with the camera. I'm not in the video. I can only hear my voice, but that's all good. You need to just listen, take the information in. Let me know what you think in the comments about this particular interview. I feel like he's given up a lot of really good, useful information. Let me know what you think. Leave the comments below. Make sure you go ahead and watch the entire video. What's going on, guys? Marcus Crockett back with another video. In this video, I got a special treat. I got somebody who I connected with in YouTube or through YouTube, and then inside the Facebook Inner Circle group. Inner Circle group will be in the first comment. You better go ahead and join because I'm giving away something special once we reach 100 members. But I don't want to go too much further on about that. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to Mr. Ron Martin. Ron Martin is the owner of Sweep Home Minnesota. It is a commercial cleaning company out in Minnesota. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and give Rob the floor. Ron, how you doing?
Doing good. How about you, man?
Oh man, I'm not too bad, not too bad. So, you know, you it's not too often that I'll run into people who start their business and they start it the right way and they have massive success within the first year. We're going to get into that in a minute, the success that you've had. But just starting off, Ron, like tell us a little bit about yourself. Like where are you from?
I am originally from Southside Minneapolis. Grew up uh, in a tiny community. It was a big community, but the neighborhood we grew up in, it was very tight knit. Um, Everybody knew each other. We all got along. Uh, the way I grew up was not a very good way. Grew up very poor, you know, like I was telling you, grew up on food stamps, being with a single parent. I still have my food stamps in a frame. It's in a box right now. I wish I would have took it out, just to remind me of where I came from. Um, Grew up running the streets with a group of people. Being that I'm part native, my family was really into a situation where the way we grew up, poverty, and we did what we had to do to make money and survive. It wasn't always a good way, but we we made choices and dropped out of school, you know, uh, then realized in and out of lockup, it's like I had a choice, and then my mom's house being shot up and all that made me realize that I had to grow up a little bit before somebody really gets hurt close to me. So I made a choice to actually get straight, get a legit job, and then a few years ago, 2 years ago, I decided to go back to school, get my GED. Being 40 years old, going back to school, that's very hard, but showing my kids, that anything's possible, trying to give them a better way of growing up than I did. And then started going to business school at night while working a full-time job, working for the state of Minnesota. And talking to my wife, I was like, man, because she works for a fire restoration company down here, and it just got to the point where she didn't like it anymore. It wasn't about the customers. And I told her, I was like, why don't we start a cleaning company, And that's pretty much how everything changed for my life from having my kids till now. It's been a big change of everything that's going on.
Definitely. Wow. Definitely, man. So coming from, where you come from and the struggles that you had to go through, um, would you say that helped mold you as far as having the mental toughness to face some of the battles that we face in the commercial cleaning industry?
Oh yeah, because it's definitely a challenge. It's you gotta learn the customers, you gotta learn when you go in there, you're either gonna know they're gonna go with you or they're not gonna go with you. And it's really helped me get to know people and how they work, you know, watching their eye movements, you know, feeling their vibes. You know, it's you're gonna definitely gonna be able to tell when you go into a place if they're gonna go with you or not.
You know, that's crazy because I say that all the time. Like, you can have like a Harvard degree in business, right? But there's really nothing that substitutes having street smarts, because you do have to read body language. You do have to see when a person's handshake don't necessarily match the words that are coming out of your mouth. All of those things are helpful. I think it's always good to have a healthy balance of two, right? You know, traditional education and then also street smarts, and not just so much streets, but just dealing with people on a
Yeah,
regular basis. It helps you be able to read and understand people, because most of our you know, our communication is nonverbal anyways, right?
yeah.
Yeah, if you're used to dealing with people, then you have no problem whatsoever, like being able to go in and adapt and adjust on these walkthroughs and dealing with different clients.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's like every place we go to, everybody's different. Their vibe's different. They could have the vibe where they don't show any emotion, they don't show anything, and you got to try to break that out of them, you know, make them smile, make them laugh.
Yeah,
Oh, and it's I really learned that in being in this industry this last, what is it? It's going to be a year in July, that laughter really helps people, and it's, you know, especially when it comes to being in the predicament where we're walking into some place that we've never met the people, you know, and they're
yeah,
kind of held back, you know, because of their past experiences with different cleaning companies.
yeah,
And
definitely. You gotta make people feel comfortable.
yeah, and it's like you got to try to break that mold with them and be like, hey, man, I'm just like you. You know, I'm here to help solve a problem for you and help you out. It's,
Yeah,
you know, I'm not the last guy you had. You know, we're a totally different company. You know, we just want to help.
definitely. You know, that's one of the things that I always tell people too. It's like, you know, we're all in the same industry,
Yeah.
and you know, we do very well for ourselves as a company. But I'll never say like, yo, we're the best. We're the best out here. We don't have to be the best. We just have to be better than the prospect's current experience, right?
Yep.
So if they give us a chance and we sign a new contract, we just got to be better than the last guys. And that's what I always say. Do you find that to be true?
That is 100% true. It's like we got to show everybody that we meet that we're not only different from the other people, that we're everything totally, our companies are totally different. Our workers are totally different. Our personalities are totally different. You know, we're here to help you. We're not just here for the money. Yeah, the money's good, but we're here for you also to get to know you on a personal level.
Definitely. Yeah, that's key. That's key. Knowing them when most of my clients have like my cell phone number. And we'll
Yep.
text throughout, you know, sometimes we'll text on the weekends, or sometimes, you know, I send out happy Mother's Days and all of that, like through text. So it's business, but you also do want to have a sense of some sort of personal connection as well.
Yep. And that's like I've been telling my wife, it's like, because she's like, why do you want to, you know, like this morning I brought pastries to a couple of the customers, you know, it's just let them know, hey, we're here, you know, we want to talk to you, you know, if we're doing something that isn't up to your standards, let us know so we can change it, you know, and try to fix everything without it being a big issue down the road.
Definitely, definitely. So it's almost been a year, right? So it's almost been
Yep.
a year. Okay.
Yep.
So if you don't mind sharing, like what type of numbers are we looking at within this year?
Within this year, when we first started out, we had one customer. It was $50 a clean, and it was once a month. And that went on for like 2 months. And probably in November, we like jumped up to where the phone was going nuts. It was getting calls 3, 4 times in a row. And it's like we went from $50 to 12 grand in revenue. And then it just kept going from there. And I think we're averaging about 25 to 26,000 a month,
Wow. In less than a year.
less than a year. And we just picked up another account literally right down the block. It was two different restoration companies had this apartment complex. It's a 300 and I think it's 56 unit building. And they were cleaning the turnovers and all that. And we walked in there, we were introduced by one of the guys I know. He actually works for a company that my wife used to work for. And it was just me and my wife that's been doing all this and up until recently. And we introduced, he gave us a chance to clean a couple of his units. And he said, I've never had a company come in here and clean it the way you guys done
Wow.
it. It's like we did top to bottom, because it's my wife, the industry she's in, she's seen everything. She worked for a fire restoration company. And she's known the cleaning for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's for me, I never really cleaned the way she did until recently, until now. And he pretty much after that, we got all the turnover cleans. And we just found out we put a bid on the whole building probably in December. And we just found out 2 weeks ago we got everything at this building.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I was telling AJ Simmons the other, I have to say, wives, man, be the secret weapon. Like
Yeah.
that's the cheat code right there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
She
you're go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, she's definitely the backbone of this company, everything. It's she When we first started, she was working a regular job, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, working till noon, and then going and doing the residential cleans till 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then coming home and making dinner for us.
Wow. Wow. So it was only right. You had to get her out of that nine to
Yep.
five. Yeah. So yeah, respect, nothing but respect for that. So if I heard you right, did you say that it's you and your wife? You don't have any other employees or you don't?
We just hired one employee, and we're still looking for more. It's
Okay.
That's one thing that I've been noticing. It's watching your videos and listening to everything you say, especially about hiring. It's definitely hard to find the right person for your company that's going to match your energy. And that's what we've been finding out, just going and doing a couple interviews, just listening to people talk. It's like the energy ain't there. It's
Yeah.
just like, you just want a job because you need the money, which is understandable. I have no problem doing that. But we also want somebody with high energy that's going to be, because you're going to be the face of the company, and we found one person. My wife was hesitant of ever hiring anybody, and then we found her, and they're perfect together.
Nice.
And she was amazed that that happened because she's very hard at what she does, and she's very particular.
There you go. Yeah, that's key. And then, one of the things that we talk about it from time to time, going back to, or not necessarily going back to, but hiring more W-4 workers. We talk about it from time to time. And, one of the things that I always look at is, how much pride does this person actually take into the work that they do?
Yep.
Um, are they just, and I understand too, same, just like you, are they just looking for a job? Yeah, I get it. But I need someone who is going to take ownership and going to take pride in what they do, right? Because when you have people like that, then that makes it easier for you to scale.
Yep.
One of the things that I would, how long have you had this worker with you?
I think it's going on a month and a half now.
All right. I would give it some time and
Yep.
see how consistent she is, and then maybe you guys might want to introduce like a referral program where it's like, hey, if you bring someone in and they're good and they're here and they're doing the things that they're supposed to do, then we'll go ahead and we'll compensate you for bringing someone in. That could be, you know, because birds of a feather flock together. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
always looked at it that way as well. But you know, there's always that, and then there's the only downside to bringing in friends or relatives or doing that is when one person leaves, the other person, you know, may leave. That
Yep.
that's happened before with us, but you know, it's not a regular thing. I just want to, you know, if you haven't thought about that already, maybe that might be something you guys might want to talk about.
Yep. I talked to my wife about that. I also discussed it with when we hired her. I discussed that with that we would have that we would if you referred like a friend or anything like that, we would give you some, we figure out a price of what would be fair for everybody, because that's and that's the other thing about keeping the employees happy is trying to figure out what's fair for everybody with paying them and different things, and that's like it was her birthday and she loves Subway, so we went and got her birthday card in a Subway card.
There you go. Yeah,
It we don't want it to be like other places people work. And like I told them, we want you to have a say in the company. If we're doing something stupid, we want you to, tell us about it. Don't be shy and keep it because we don't want that to build up to where you're gonna be like, I don't like working here. I dread coming to work.
definitely, definitely. Um, so man, that is cool. Like your story on you know being able to start and within the year reach the level of revenue that you reached is amazing. Better than my story. My story, it didn't happen that way. But to hear that is amazing. I want to like take a step back and go back to the journey, right?
Yep.
That the point in time when you realize like the life that I'm living, I can't keep living this life. I'm gonna go back to school, right? At the you said you were 40 when you went back.
Yep.
So,
I
so
would.
that right there tells me that you that alone tells me that you have dedication, right? You're willing to go back, you're dedicated to getting your GED and moving forward. You know, a lot of people would make excuses for them not to be able to go back. Oh, I'm not going to go because I'm too old, or I got kids, or I got this, or I got that. But you had enough dedication to say, I'm going to go do this. Now, once you decided to go back to school, what was the decision to make you actually start a cleaning company?
Uh, I've been telling my wife for many years, it's like, why don't you just do your own thing? Because she is so well known in the cleaning industry from working at the restoration company that every restoration company wanted her.
Mm.
The insurance adjusters, she dealt with insurance adjusters, insurance companies, and they loved her because she was down to earth. She did everything the right way. She didn't try to go and, how would I say it? Treat anybody with disrespect, or she was fair with everybody and the customers loved her. And I told her, I was like, in the company that the Serpro she worked for, she was always telling me they're not about the customers anymore. It's always about the money,
Yeah,
and she would going into people's houses that were like started on fire. It's like you got to show compassion because they just lost everything, and her company wasn't showing that, and she was showing it, and they would treat her a certain way because she would spend more time talking with the customers, because they were crying, it's and then I told her, I was like, why don't we start this company finally to give people what they want? A company that's going to be personable with everybody, you know, let them know that we're actually here for you to help you solve a problem. And she finally said, yeah. And it started from there.
yeah. It sounds like you know her customer service is really on point, and that's one of the. It's kind of like a dying art these days, where you know something as simple as just showing empathy could mean the difference between making someone's day or making a revenue goal, right?
Yep.
Just by showing by showing someone like, hey, I'm a person, you're a person, I'm able to connect with you through this thing, and I'm not really going to push money on you. I know you guys just went through this, tragic event. That's a good thing, man, because if you can have that element of customer service, of always putting the customer first, worrying about their needs first,
Yep.
that's going to take your. I mean, that's really what it sounds like has really helped your company grow as quickly as it has.
Yep. And it's we've had one customer compliment us on how we do things, because every like 2 to 3 months I'll have my wife, write a thank you card and send out to all the customers, just to let them know, hey, we appreciate your business, and it's what without you there would be no Sweep Home Minnesota, you
That's right.
know.
Yeah.
And we had a customer compliment us on that. She's like, I've never had the way you guys have your company is so on point that you're sending us thank you cards down to the invoicing, down to your communication with us, because I do most of the communication when it comes to the customers. They email me, they send me messages, text messages. And they love every bit of it because I answer every question they want. I try to get to them as fast as I can. And that's one of the other main things why we're getting so many clients, because it's word of mouth and the Google reviews, you know.
You read my
It's
mind. That was my next question. Actually, I was gonna say, what do your Google reviews look like? And
oh, it's all 5 star.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
How many you have?
Right now we have 25 because
Okay.
we had to fight with Google because we have customers sending us reviews, but
Hmm.
we don't get them right away. So I have to have customers like, send me a screenshot of the Google review so I can send it to Google. And all
Mm.
of a sudden, 5 more will show up after I send them. It's like it's it, but they're that's the thing. I would have never thought when this happened, the reviews or how the people appreciated everything that we're doing for them.
Yeah. What's your main marketing vehicle? What do you use to mainly market?
A lot of it's just been Facebook.
Really? Facebook
Yeah,
ads? Your Facebook page is on point too. I don't know if I told you that, but yeah, it's on point. I like that.
yeah, that's mainly what we do, and then other people referring us, and we had the website person that we use put a different way to when they go on there, ask questions like how many bedrooms and all that, and then we put at the bottom, how'd you hear about us? And now we're starting to get more. It's from Google and Google and Google. So we're getting out there in all directions.
Nice, man. Hey, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. So I think I got it wrong. You don't do any commercial, or you do a mixture of both?
No, I do the commercial and my wife does the residential.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah, we
okay,
do both.
okay. Man, that's cool. So which one do you like better? Which
I actually
person?
like I actually like the commercial
Yeah,
because there ain't nobody there and I can
yeah,
just, put the speaker on, play my music, because I don't I don't know, a lot of the accounts we go to, it's kind of a mixture of people, but I like old school, I'm gonna put on some Otis Reddings, and it's like
yeah.
I don't know if other people are gonna like that, so that's why I like doing a commercial at night when
Yeah,
nobody's there, because
yeah.
I could just put my speaker on my side and just walk around and do the job,
There
just
you go.
and just zone out, because it's like you got to make it fun some way.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Man, that's cool. So you're doing the commercial side, got the wife with all of her experience and expertise doing the residential side. What do you see your goal for what your revenue goal for the end of 2023? Do you have a revenue end of year revenue goal, or is it something else? Like what do you?
Um, I started with goals when it came to the revenue,
Mhm.
and it's like every month it just blew past it. And it's like I just kind of gave up on the revenue goals, and now my goal is to make every customer know that we're here for them. That's my next goal, is to keep with the customer service. It seems like the revenue is just going to keep coming. It's like yesterday, I had three more people call that are waiting till next month to get us in there. I had one lady, we gave her a day, we can be in there June 5th. She's like, can you be in there? I was like, no, sorry, we can't. And then the conversation kind of died after that. So I sent her a message today, are you still interested in getting on the schedule? She was like, yes, I got to get another company to clean for my son's graduation, but I want to set you guys up for biweekly on the 19th. And I was like, all right, but it's like, most definitely, it's nuts.
Man, that is amazing, man. And the reason why I switched the question, I was gearing towards the revenue, but I'm like, no, wait a minute. They're focused so much on customer service. That's why I say, well, is it even a revenue goal? Because I'm already thinking like there's so much focus on making sure that the customer is good, which everyone should be doing, right?
Yeah,
And I know that, and even myself too, right? I got to remind myself that sometimes. Sometimes I'm thinking about the revenue, but ultimately, like if they're not happy, then the revenue is going to leave anyways, right?
yeah,
So yeah, putting that emphasis, putting that focus on making sure that they're happy and that they're good. Uh, the money's just gonna be a byproduct of that, making sure that the
yeah,
customer's good. Yeah, so that's amazing. So you just want to make sure that all of your customers are good. They're not only good, but they're happy and
yes.
they're thrilled. There you go. Man, that's amazing, man. Your business, it sounds like it's rooted in and based on making sure the customer is good. Customer service 100%.
Yep. And that's when we put in, because I put out an ad on Indeed, and that was the main thing I capitalized that is customer service is our number one thing. If that's something that you cannot do, we can't have you here. And that's one thing I push. And like, if I talk to somebody, we're very customer oriented. We want you to socialize with the customers. If they feel like they're having a bad day, talk to them a little bit, try to make them smile, you know, and then walk away. And then they're gonna open up to you like, hey man, thank you for that. And that's and like you said, that's why we've grown so much, is because of the customer service.
You know, it's so that to me, that's almost because when I was out doing the cleaning, um, it would be very rare, especially if we were going late at night, to
Yep.
run into customers. But we'd always have to do our follow-up in the morning, or on Mondays, or email, or stop by or swing by on our commercial side. And residential was never for me. But when you say to talk to the customer, make sure they're having a good day. If something's on their mind, like, you're there for them. So maybe you can get to the vacuuming in a minute, but
Yep.
kind of feel them out, see what's going on with them. Is that more so on the residential side for you, or do you get it on both, in commercial and residential?
I do that kind of both.
Hmm.
It's because sometimes in the morning times I'll stop, see some of the customers, or sometimes we'll go a little bit early at night where they're still there, but we'll start in a whole section of an area that nobody's there, and I'll stop and I'll talk to them, get the feel of how their day went, ask them, and if it seems like they're down, I'll try to make them laugh or smile,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's a tough world right now.
Hmm.
And we all got to be there for each other,
Definitely.
and that's one thing that growing up the way I did, it's there was no smiling, there was no laughing, and that's what I learned now, is that I just wanted people to be happy, at least give them a smile for a minute if that's what it takes.
Man, hey, that is amazing. That's amazing, Ron. So let me ask you this. There's someone, right, who is going to watch this, or who is watching this right now. They're on the fence on what they should do, whether they should start their cleaning company now, whether they should start it later. Should they go commercial, residential? I'm a commercial guy. You do both.
Yep.
What word of advice would you give someone who's thinking about it?
If they're ready to do it. Don't hesitate. Because if you keep hesitating, you're just gonna push it off further and further, and then you're gonna get in your head that it's never gonna happen. If you want to start your own cleaning business and you got that mindset that you're prepared and you're ready, jump in and do it. You're gonna hear a lot of no's, but don't let that get to you, because it's eventually they're gonna come back knocking. It's gonna be hard in the beginning because you're gonna have to put so many hours in. You're gonna have to put, unless you get a loan or a grant, you're gonna put your own money into it. You know, it's definitely gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. It's been this gonna go on a year. It's been a journey, but it's all been worth it for us. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
my wife is much happier. She loves waking up in the morning like, man, I don't got an alarm clock. I know what time I'm supposed to be up. I can sleep in, and it's like those are the perks of everything. It's like being your own boss, but also knowing that it's not a job. It's something you enjoy. It's like I always used to talk crap to my wife about what she did. And now I actually enjoy it. I would have never thought I would enjoy cleaning. And it's like it's nuts. But I would definitely recommend just do it. Don't hesitate. If it's something that you can do and it's affordable and you're willing to put in the long hours, do it because it's gonna pay off.
Yeah, someone I used to do sales way back in the day. Well, I guess I've always really done some form of sales. And one of my mentors at the time was like, no is just an abbreviation for next opportunity, right?
Yep.
You're gonna hear no a lot. You're gonna hear, all of that, but you just get another opportunity. And then also too, like, if you hear a no, get their business card. Okay, I understand now is not the best time. You mind if I follow up with you in the next 3 to 6 months? Everyone's gonna say yes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you may get a potential, client down the line. So
Yeah. It's all about if you it's all about grinding. And that's the number one thing. You got to keep grinding and pushing at it. That's like us when we first started this, we heard a ton of no's. And it's like we had customers try to say, they let us go, but now we got them customers knocking on our doors, want us to come back, because they went and like I told them before, it's like we wish you the best of luck with your new company. We're never gonna have hard feelings towards you. If you ever need anything, you know where we're at. We had a gym, a Pharrell's gym up here. She was like, "Yeah, I think you're a little too much." I was like, "Sorry to hear that," and we just got a call. We just got a message back from her saying, "Yeah, we need you back." And it's like, sorry, man, our schedule is full. I'll try to squeeze you in there, but and that's the thing. It's as long as you show them and you do your job right, they're always going to come back, you know.
always,
Yep.
always. Okay, Ron. So I got one last question, one final question. Now, everyone, from all the financial analysts and all these different people, everyone's saying that like, we're about to head into a really, really big recession. So my question is, do you think that it's safe right now to start a cleaning company? And if you start the cleaning company, will it last through the recession?
I think it's safe. Everybody needs either their house or their commercial building clean. It's a lot of people are like, I want to go home. It's 5 o'clock. I don't want to clean anymore. I want to go home to my family. I think it's very safe. It's everybody's gonna need a cleaner. We just got to either figure out our adjusting of our pricing or we got to figure out their budget. We don't want to go too low. We don't want to go too high because we still need to make money and they don't want to spend too much money. But everybody's got to come to an agreement with everything that's going to be fair for everybody in the industry. I definitely think it'd be worth it more than ever. It's a growing industry. Everybody there's there's a new company starting up every day. You know, it's just you just gotta do something a little different than the other company. So
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a growing industry. My own opinion, I don't think commercial cleaning or residential cleaning, those things aren't going anywhere. And to think about it, like to have someone come in and clean for you, whether it's residential or commercial, like that's a luxury. And the people who can afford those things understand like I have to spend my time uh, building whatever it is that they're building, right?
yep.
And they'll outsource the cleaning to the cleaning companies. Those things aren't gonna. I personally don't think it's gonna go away. When the pandemic came, I was a little nervous at first, but that proved to be we needed cleaning more than ever at that time. So, what I mean, I don't think commercial cleaning is going anywhere personally.
That's a prime example right there is when a pandemic hit.
Yeah.
It's just people had to switch up how they were cleaning. You know, they had to be a little more cautious than what they normally were. And that proved to be more beneficial than anything. I think that opened up a lot of residential and commercial people's eyes
Yeah.
that we definitely need somebody to come in here and do the job right that we can't do. Helped out this industry a lot.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like our numbers went through the roof during the pandemic, and that hasn't really slowed down yet. So yeah, man, yeah, that's dope. But Ron, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on, sharing your story. Let the people know where they can contact you.
They You can contact me on my cell phone. You can go to our website, www.sweephomeminnesota.llc.com. You know, hit us up on Facebook, Sweep Home Minnesota LLC. You know, we're out there. You know, we're just like you, trying to help everybody out, you know, giving advice as much as we can. You know, I'm getting advice from you. You know, it's like we're all in the same industry. We're all here to help each other. You know,
Definitely,
that's the whole thing. And it's like your videos have helped me with a lot of things. And it's like you're inspiration on all of us in this industry. You know, everybody that has their own YouTube, they're all helping everybody out in a different way. You know, it's you're doing great, man. Keep
man.
helping.
Man, Ron, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much. And I definitely just want to thank you once again for giving us this time, having you come on the platform and showing people that, it's not just me, a talking head on one screen. Like there's other people out here who's actually getting to it, right? And you haven't even been in it that long, but you getting to it and you making it happen. So once again, man, I really do appreciate you and thank you.
I appreciate you having us on here, man. It's been good talking with you.
Definitely, definitely. All right, guys, like I always say, in the game of business, spectators are only going to watch, but hustlers get into the game so they can win, guys. I'm always dropping jewels. Just make sure you're in position to pick them up. You do that by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Once again, my name is Marcus Crockett. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.